Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 18th April 2024. So here we are taking PDF of Hindu, and in that PDF we are going to pick out the articles. So how can you pick out the articles? We have two sources. So first one is your UPSC syllabus, and if you are thorough with your UPSC syllabus, and you can easily understand and you can easily pick up the articles which are relevant from an examination point of view, because sometimes directly the keywords which are present in your syllabus that you can see in newspaper. So that is a one way. And next one is you have to see PYQs, previous year's questions, so that you can understand how questions are coming from topics. So which topics are like repeated themes, and from which areas of current affairs UPSC is asking questions. So from that way also you can understand and you can pick up the right articles for your preparation. So right approach is very important for the success in this examination. So you have to have a right path and right approach. So this is the front page of today's newspaper. So most of the articles are political articles. So here you can see there is one article which is relevant from our examination point of view. So let me read the title. Title is Center Tweaks Green Credit Program Norms to Focus on Restoration of Ecosystem. So if you go through syllabus of your environment and ecology, you will be seeing this topic called as ecosystem, right? And this is the one keyword. And next one is, so this article is talking about one green credit program. So here you have to see some dimensions. So first one is, it is talking about ecosystem. And second keyword is green credit program. So these two are the keywords which are appeared in our article. So this topic is important from your GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. And you can see this word directly in your syllabus. And this is one chapter in your environment and ecology. And you have to know what is the meaning of ecosystem. So what are the things that you have to see is, what is the meaning or definition of ecosystem, and we have different types of ecosystem like terrestrial ecosystem, aquatic ecosystem, like that. You have to see like types of ecosystem, and you have to see like what is the importance or significance of ecosystem. So these are the three dimensions that you can see from environment and ecology. So one more thing I have to say is, so this article is saying like we need to focus on restoration of ecosystem. Okay, it is talking about restoration of ecosystem. So there is a topic of restoration, means we can say like there was some negative things which are happening on ecosystem, right? So because of the negatives, now we are focusing on restoration. So you have to see like what are the causes for degradation of ecosystem. And here one important measure we are focusing on restoration of ecosystem, that is through this green credit program now. Okay, clear? So these are the some important background or history regarding this ecosystem. And here you have to see like what are the important features of this green credit program, and you have to see what is the meaning of green credit. Okay, so these are the dimensions that you have to see from this article point of view. I hope it is clear. And many students are like giving comment like, so explain each and every dimension. So if I am explaining each and every dimension, so if I want to talk about just ecosystem, it will be taking more than 40 minutes. So if I am talking about only one topic, means yes, it will be taking like much time and I can't complete this analysis. Okay, so from now onwards we are going to plan like come up with like taking important topic, and we are going to discuss each and every dimension there. Okay, we are taking single topic and we are going to give you the information so that will be very useful for your mains. Okay, so that we are going to start, don't worry. Okay, yes, now let us see this topic in detail. So here why it is in news? Because so there are some concerns regarding this green credit program. So actually this green credit program which is encouraging individuals, not only individuals but even organizations to invest in afforestation projects. So one important reason for this degeneration of ecosystem is deforestation. We are going for cutting down of forest that is having negative impact on environment and ecology or ecosystem per se. So here this green credit program is focusing on afforestation projects in degraded forest lands for green credits, and especially under this program it is focusing on improving or encouraging of tree planting for financial gains. Okay, so this is about this program. And you can get a question like green credit program is in news, what it is related to? It is related to afforestation degraded lands. Okay, so what is this initiative and who started this initiative? So it is very important. So this green credit program or initiative, so which was launched by our Indian Prime Minister on the sidelines of this COP28. So where this COP28 held in 2023 in Dubai, UAE. So this year, this COP28 is very important from your environment and ecology point of view. Okay, so you can expect question from this COP28 for sure. So you have to prepare that topic for sure. And next one is, so this green credit initiative which is focusing on life. So even this life movement is also very important from your environment and ecology. So this life is nothing but lifestyle for environment movement. Okay, so this green credit initiative which is helping this life, that is lifestyle for environment movement. And actually this life movement, it was introduced by our Prime Minister at this COP26 that held in 2021. And from contemporary issues you can expect a question. So you can expect question from this life as well. So actually this life, it is an international mass movement and it is focusing on mindful and deliberate utilization, and we are focusing on protection and preserving of environment. And next one here is, so this green credit program which introduced like a market based approach, and especially they are focusing on incentivizing 8 identified environmental activities, and especially they want to establish a mechanism where participants they can earn initiatives from these green credits. Okay, so whenever they are investing, like organizations, individuals who are investing in this planting of trees, then they will be getting some incentives in the form of green credits. So the proposed program will be implemented in phases. With the initial phase, they are focusing on water management and afforestation. Okay, so in the initial phase they are focusing on these two, that is water management and as well as afforestation, that means improving of forest area. And now let us move on to our next article. So yes, in this states page I found one article which is relevant from our examination point of view. So we are going to see that for sure. So mostly you can see advertisements in this Hindu newspaper. So nowadays Hindu newspaper became like more commercial. Okay, I will show you that article. Yes, here you can see this article. That is Karnataka to capture rogue wild elephants and fix radio collars. So the key word here is radio collars. So actually the issue here is there is movement of this elephants which is happening in the villages. And this is one example of animal wildlife conflict. Okay, so let us see the dimensions. So before seeing dimensions, I want to announce about this codes or this policy of Rathods IS. As you all know that we are starting this offline batch of GS Prelims cum Mains Foundation from May 27th. onwards. In the next month, we are going to launch our new offline batch of prelims cum mains. So here we came up with one policy called as 50% fee refund policy, and that too with a written agreement. So whenever you are having your admission, so we are going to have an agreement. So what is that agreement? So if you are not even clearing your prelims, so if you join this, we will try as much as possible to clear all these 3 stages of examination. But even if you are not clearing the first stage, we are going to refund 50% of amount that you paid. So it is the first time, and no institute in India came up with this policy. Only Rathods IS came up with this policy. Why? Why? Because we are providing 5 hours of GS classes every day, and apart from that, we are not leaving you after the classes. You have to sit in the class for next 5 hours, and those 5 hours will be your revision. First one is revision of the class which happened for 5 hours, and after revision you will be having practice questions on that class of both mains and prelims, and there will be NCERT foundation. Okay, so in this way, here we are going to cover your 100% syllabus, and we are focusing on the previous questions which are conducted, which are like questions given by UPSC examination, not only civil service examination. And we are going to have even mains coverage, like mains PYQ coverage of last 12 years, and exclusive focus is there on CSAT. And we are going to provide a study space. What are the space we are providing? You will be having faculty also, so that what are the doubts you are having, you can clear your doubts with the faculty, and you will be having one-to-one mentorship with the faculty, and as well as with the toppers who clear this examination, so that we will be guiding you in a right path. And even there are like special classes for contemporary issues, where you can expect questions from your prelims and as well as mains. And what are the answers you are writing? So there is evaluation also, and there are regular prelims and mains test, and we are providing like value added material along with the current affairs compilation. So with these facilities, we have that much confidence like you are going to clear your examination for sure. And one more thing here is, we are expecting dedication. So if you are dedicated, and if you are spending 10 hours for your preparation every day without fail, then you can clear not only this UPSC examination, any other tough examination. But you need to give your 100%. You need to give your dedication. From our side, we will be trying 100%. From your side also, you have to try 100%. And let us together work to achieve your success, achieve your goal. And if you are ready, then we are already ready to take this challenge of 50% fee refund. And if you want to take admissions, you can call us on this number 8074765513, and even this is WhatsApp number. You can text me on WhatsApp also. And one more thing is, many students, they are thinking about accommodation. So here nearby institute, there are many hostels separately for girls and boys. So you can have the accommodation nearby, so that you will be having no problem regarding transportation as well. Okay. And there are only limited seats. There are only 70 students per batch. We are taking only 70 students, and admissions are going on. So book your seat. Okay. And we will assure you the success in your life. Okay. Yes. Now let us see the next topic. So next topic, it is about radio callers. And this topic we can connect with human-animal conflict. Okay, human-animal conflict. And here there is another keyword, that is radio callers. So here, actually you know that even Supreme Court gave guidelines like to reduce this human-animal conflict. So here you have to see what is this recent Supreme Court judgment or advice regarding this human-animal conflict. And for mains, you have to collect some examples of this recent human-animal conflict. and you have to see like what are the reasons for this human animal conflict and what are the measures can be taken. Okay, so these are the some important dimensions from this article, and this article is important from your environment and ecology, which comes under your GS paper 3. And if you're talking about this radio collars, so collar means nothing but the neck part, right? So where your collar is, so this is called as collar, right? So where collar is there? In the neck part. So in the animal, okay, for example, okay, let us say this is an animal. So for the neck part, so we will be attaching this radio collar, and this radio collar will be helpful to identify the speed of animal or in which direction it is moving, like that. So here this article is talking about animal called as elephant, right? So actually animals, they will be moving in herds. Herds means nothing but groups. So whenever group is moving, so one group leader will be guiding those animals. Okay, that group of animals will be guided by one group leader, that is called as herd leader. So for that herd leader, so we are going to fix this radio collars so that we can identify the movement of that entire herd. Okay. So now let us see the dimensions, like what is this radio collar, so what are the advantages of this radio collar. But there is also one more allegation that, you know, like we came up with this cheetah reintroduction project in Kuno National Park, right? So we got around 20 cheetahs from African continent, and we introduced them in Madhya Pradesh in this Kuno National Park, and around 6 to 7 cheetahs, they had been died. So one allegation is that these tigers are died because of radio collars. So here you have to know like what are the concerns or what are the challenges of this radio collars. Clear? So all these dimensions are important from your environment in ecology itself. So now let us see the notes part. So first, why it is in news here? Because Forest Department in Karnataka has launched an operation. So this operation, it is to capture trouble causing wild elephants. So the elephants which are causing some violence or some trouble, they are called as rogue wild elephants. So especially they want to track them and they want to capture them. So that here Forest Department wants to fix radio collars in this especially Hassan division of Karnataka. So if you see some details, the department which is going to fix this radio collars on elephants that lead the herds, that means herd leader, so that their movements can be tracked. An officer has sought that the cooperation of the farming community and locals during the operation is very much necessary, and many elephants, they have been roaming in the several parts of Hassan. So because of this, the people in this area, they are demanding to capture them and to relocate them, okay, or translocate them. So because of this, Forest Department took this decision of fixing or installing of this radio collars. And if you see some important facts regarding this radio collar, so radio collar, it is like an electronic device, so which is mainly attached to animal's neck, and it contains a small transmitter. Okay, so because of this transmitter which is present in that, so it can send the signals via radio waves. So radio waves are used by this transmitter and it is sending the signals. And these signals, they are reaching other devices or antenna where information can be received. And inside this radio collar, we will be also inserting battery. So this battery will be providing power to operate the transmitter. And this collar is usually made up of nylon or leather, so that it will be not causing much harm to this animal's neck. So these are some basic facts. And now let us dig deeper, and now let us see what are the advantages of this radio collar. So if you are using these radio collars, it will be very helpful for tracking of animal. So we can track animal by using these radio collars, and this also allow us to study their speed. So we can study their speed, so we can see their location, where they are present exactly, and even behavior. So whenever we are knowing the status of animals, so we can take appropriate action to prevent any violence or any trouble. Correct? And next one is, what are the important tools for the scientific research? So for scientific research, normally to understand the behavior of animals, we are using this radio collars. So by using this, we can understand the social behavior of animals, and we can understand food free zones and how they are behaving, and even it helps to gain the knowledge, okay, that will be helpful for animals and as well as humans. And next one is, we can also use this type of technology for environment protection as well. And if you're talking about what are the concerns and limitations of this radio collars, so whenever they're fixing on the neck here, so that will be causing like a negative impact on the health of animals. Okay, in some species it has been observed that radio collaring can cause stress, it can also cause injury and also other health problems in the animals. So these are the problems that we can see in animals, and even sometimes the neck damage will be happens, because whenever this radio collar had been tied very tight means, yes, it will be also causing like damage to the neck of the creatures, and that's why it is also very important like how we are fixing this radio collar, whether the radio collar is fixing correctly or not. And this one is battery life and maintenance. So collar radios, they have a battery that provides the power to operate the transmitter, and the effectiveness of the radio collar which depends upon the duration of the battery. So based on the duration of battery, it is dependent, and therefore it is very important to take care like battery life and maintenance of the battery. So after fixing that radio collar, if the battery is low means it will be not functioning. The transmitter will not be getting power to send the information right to antenna. So because of this, we have to take concern regarding this, ensuring like proper battery life is there and proper maintaining of the battery is happening. And now let us move on to next topic. You can directly move on to this editorial page itself. Yes, in the editorial page there are articles which are important. So first article, it is about rain shocks. India's farmers must account for stronger monsoon while sowing. So actually you know that recently monsoon estimates they came up. So let us see the dimensions. So recently monsoon predictions. Came. For example, we have IMD on one side, and next one is private agency, for example SkyMet. So both they predicted that this year we are going to have above normal monsoon. Okay, we are going to have above normal monsoon. Okay, so that means we are going to have La Nina this year. Okay, so monsoon means nothing but reversal of winds, and I already described about how the reversal of winds pattern happens during summer season and winter season. And actually this monsoon season will brings rainfall in India. In which season? In summer season. Okay, so during the summer season we will be getting rainfall. Normally these monsoon winds, they touch Kerala on June 1st normally. Okay, so we have two branches, it is Arabian Sea branch and Bay of Bengal branch, and finally they will meet in this northwestern part. So you know all those concepts, right? So here you have to focus on one important thing, that is El Nino and La Nina difference, and you have to see Indian Ocean dipole movement. Okay, so you have to know like what is this Indian Ocean dipole. So these are the two important concepts where UPSC already asked prelims question. So you have to know this. And even this monsoon which comes under climate topic, and this climate is one of the most repeated area, and it is also one of the important and favorite area of UPSC. Okay, so this topic is important from GS paper 1 under your geography. And if you see here, why this above normal rainfall is very important, because whatever the agriculture which is present in India, so more than 85% of agriculture, it is like rainfed, that is dependent on rainfall. So this agriculture we will be reading in our GS paper 3 under economy also, right? So from that point of view, so this article is important from GS paper 1 and GS paper 3, and these are the dimensions that you have to see. and I already discussed about this topic in our yesterday's and day before yesterday's classes. And next here there is one important article that is about the Great Indian Bustard and the Climate Action Verdict. So actually recently our Supreme Court, Honorable Top Court of India, came up with a judgment which is talking about climate verdict and as well as the conservation of Great Indian Bustard, and we have to see that. So here there is a very high chance of getting question. Okay, there is a very high chance of getting question, that is about Supreme Court verdict on climate change. So in this Supreme Court verdict, it said about two articles, that is Article 14 and Article 21. So Article 14 is right to equality and Article 21 is right to life and personal liberty. So Supreme Court said that right against climate change, which falls under this Article 14 and Article 21. So there is a high chance of getting question regarding fundamental rights, and as well as you have to see articles regarding our environment in our fundamental rights, in our DPSP, and as well as in fundamental duties. So this is very important, and here for sure you can expect your prelims question from 2024. Okay, and here you have to see one more important dimension, that is Great Indian Bustard, GIB. So you have to see like where this bird is present, in which state, so what are the threats faced by this bird, and what are the measures already taken by the government, so what are the conservation methods. And this is not a new topic, already Supreme Court gave verdict on this conservation of this Great Indian Bustard in around 2016 itself. Okay, so from that onwards this case is going on, and now it came up with a new concept called as against climate change. It comes as an integral part of fundamental right. Okay, so this topic, it is combination of your GS paper 2 under polity and as well as GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. So now let us try to see this topic in detail. Okay. So here if you see here, this article is talking about Supreme Court judgment on climate change. So recently Supreme Court ruled that it increases the scope of Article 14 and as well as Article 21, which says about right against the adverse effects of climate change. So recent judgment which came on a petition by wildlife activist who wants to protect this Great Indian Bustard. So this Great Indian Bustard, which is a critically endangered, so number of these birds is decreasing very rapidly. Okay, it is only found in like Rajasthan and Gujarat, but not only, but even in some areas of AP also we can see this presence of this Great Indian Bustard, and they are living normally in the grassland areas, not in like tropical evergreen forest like that. Okay, they are seen in the grasslands. So if you are talking about the key highlights of the judgment which is given by Supreme Court, so it said about like technical challenges in implementation of 2021 order. So actually Supreme Court already gave the order for this conservation of this Great Indian Bustard, like to go for underground power transmission cables. Why? Because one important problem which is leading to this decreasing of number of this Great Indian Bustard is, Great Indian Bustards are like heavy birds and they are flying birds, and they will coming in contact with this electric transmission lines. So because of this they will be getting electric shock or electrocution, and that is causing like death of this birds. So because of this, here Supreme Court said that we can go for underground power transmission lines. Okay. So here what happens, so whenever they are going for underground transmission lines, so here there will be like more joints. So whenever there are more joints, there will be like more leaks, and transmission loss will be happening, which is about 5 times higher. Okay, and even they will be not provide like efficient AC power transmission. So there are some technical challenges in this underground power transmission lines. And even next step, they said that we are going to have like committee, and they formed around 9-member committee of experts okay, to assess the feasibility of underground power line in specific areas. And even Supreme Court asked the committee to come up with the reports as soon as possible by July 31st. And even they pointed out that India's commitment towards renewable energy. So court also pointed out that India also having an aim to achieve an installed renewable energy capacity of 175 gigawatts by 2022, and the future goal is by 2030 we have to achieve like 450 gigawatts. So because of this, if we want to achieve this target, we can shift towards solar power. Okay, so if you want to move for solar power, so we have to know what are the issues we are facing, right? So first one is what happened. You all know that India's population is growing at a very faster rate, and even United Nations Population Prospect report which said that India will be the top most populous country in the world. That means whenever there is increasing of population, that will also leads to increasing of demand for electricity. And one more reason is now here we are in summer, and there is increasing of heat, and even in many areas they are facing heat wave like conditions. So because of this, there is increased demand for power. So here we can move towards the solar power for enhanced energy security and as well as self-sufficiency as well, so that we can also reduce environmental impact. So how? We can decrease the dependence on the coal. So coal and fossil fuel dependence we can decrease, so that we can decrease environmental cost and as well as economical cost. And next important issue here is we have to focus on air pollution. So rampant air pollution emphasizes on needs of clear energy sources. Like we can focus on like depending on solar energy, so that we can combat pollution caused by these fossil fuels, so that we can save our environment and we can reduce carbon dioxide emissions, so that we can achieve our target of carbon neutrality by 2070. And next one is there is also a problem of declining of groundwater level, and even there is decreasing of annual rainfall. So because of this, solar power, unlike coal, does not strain the groundwater supplies. Okay. And if you're talking about some constitutional provisions which are highlighted by the Supreme Court, so it said about the provisions which are present in our constitution which talks about climate and as well as environment. So we have to see that. So first one here is Article 48A. So Article 48A of our constitution which provides that the state shall endeavor to protect and to improve environment. So we have to protect and we have to improve environment, and we have to safeguard forest, and we have to focus on the wildlife of the country. So we have to safeguard the forest and the wildlife of the country, and we have to protect and improve the environment. And next one is Article 51A. So Article 51A stipulates that it shall be the duty of every citizen. So it shall be the duty of every citizen of India to protect and to improve the natural environment. Okay, like for example forest, like lakes, rivers, wildlife, etc. We have to protect them. So it is present in our fundamental duties, and this is our DPSP. And actually these DPSP and fundamental duties, the problem here is they are not justifiable. Okay, they are mere the indications that Constitution recognizes the importance of this natural world. So because of this importance of the natural world, they are present in our Constitution, but they are not justifiable in nature. So it is very important. And now let us see the next article. If you move on, this is a political article, there is no need of going to that. And next one here is missing colleges. So this article is talking about one important scheme, that is Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana. And it is also talking one more important issue here is there is poor doctor to population ratio. So whatever the ratio it is set by WHO, India is not meeting that demand. So there is very less or poor doctor to population ratio. So for overall population, so we are having very less data or very less doctors, and that data is very important. And let us see this article in detail. So we are going to see about this scheme as well, okay. So if you are talking about this data, it says that first of all, why this is in use? Because we are focusing on aims. right? There is All India Institute of Medical Sciences across the country. So they are like urgent need now, because if you want to bridge the gap between number of doctors to population ratio, yes, we have to improve, or we have to increase the number of AIIMS. Okay, in 2003 here, Centre announced Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana to decrease the gap between number of doctors to population. So if you're talking about this Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana, so it was announced in the year 2003, and the important objectives of this scheme, it is to correct regional imbalances in availability, affordability and accessibility of tertiary healthcare services. And which ministry is taking care of? That is obviously Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So there are two components you are focusing under this scheme. So first one here is they want to set up AIIMS like institutions. Okay, they want to set up AIIMS like institutions. And next one is upgradation of government medical colleges. Okay, so first one is AIIMS like institutions, next one is upgradation of government medical colleges in various states. And the project cost for upgradation of each medical institution is shared by center and state. That means this scheme is an example of central sponsored scheme. So central sponsored scheme is nothing but wherever the funds between the center and the states are sharing regarding any scheme, that is called a centrally sponsored scheme. And what is the center sector scheme? So center sector scheme is nothing but whenever there is 100% of fund which is coming from central government, that is called as center sector scheme. And if you see here, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare stated that, so India's doctor to population ratio is 1:834. That means for 834 people, so there is only one doctor. And doctor to patient ratio in India is less than WHO prescribed. So what is this WHO prescribed norms? That is 1:1000. Okay. And if you see here, like even though here we are having like good doctor to population ratio, so because the problem here is we don't have like census of 2021. So census of 2021 is get delayed because of this COVID-19 pandemic and even because of elections also, right? So because of this, so I think that we are not going to meet this criteria even. Yes, and now let us see like what are the suggestions to deal with the shortage of this medical staff. So we have to take the case studies which are going on in different states and how they are maintaining this, so we can learn from those states which are performing exceptionally good in this area. So first one is, how can we learn from this Tamil Nadu model? So Tamil Nadu, they are having like a separate or special cadre of medical officers. Especially they are focusing on primary healthcare centers, and they are offered like incentives to work in this most remote underserved areas. And in Tamil Nadu, women at least 10 years of schooling, they trained for 18 months to become village health nurses, so that we are decreasing this gap. And this one is, we can learn from even Kerala model. So in Kerala, a community led initiative with students volunteering. So they are focusing on home based care to people in need, and they are focusing on mobile medical van which is available for the technical support. And in Kerala, the devolution of powers to ensure that panchayats decided on the health related matters. So because of this, we can learn something. And this one is, we can learn even from Delhi model. So Delhi model, they are focusing on reducing of pressure on secondary and tertiary hospitals. Especially they are focusing on preventive and primary healthcare facilities. So in this way, we can focus on these areas so that we can address this problem of very low or poor doctor to population ratio. Clear? And now let us move on to our page. So in this I opened page, so I found nothing much important. So you can move on to this text and context. So there is one article which is related to heat action plans, and apart from this news in numbers, you can see like the magnitude of earthquake which hit South Japan. So actually South Japan or entire Japan is nothing but an example of island arc. Yes or no? It is an example of island arc. So here Japan, which is present especially on this ROF, that is Ring of Fire or Ring of Pacific Fire. So because of this region is very much vulnerable to earthquakes, volcanoes, etc. Okay, it is because of geographical location of Japan, and there are exclusive plate movements are happening. So because of this plate movements, it is more susceptible to the earthquake, volcano. So this topic is important from your GS paper 1 under geography. Okay, so now let us see the next topic here. You can see like estimated cost of damage caused by climate change. So here one German government backed research which found that by 2050, so because of this climate change, it caused damage to farming, it caused damage to infrastructure, it caused damage to decreasing of productivity and as well as health. So what will be the cost? The cost will be around 38 trillion per year because of this climate change. So we have to focus on this data and you have to write this data somewhere. And this article is talking about on India's heat action plans. So already we discussed about this heat wave number of times, and let us have a look over the gist. And we are not going to see the dimensions. Okay. So if you see the context, it says that IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, declare a heat wave if the maximum temperature recorded at a station is 40 degrees centigrade or more in plains. So if temperature on plain is 40 degrees or more, it is called as heat wave. And next one is if it is 37 degrees or more in the coastal region, it is called as heat wave. And 30 degrees or more in the hills, it is called as heat wave. So we have like different criteria for plains, coastal areas and for hilly areas. You have to remember this. And there is a very high chance of getting question regarding this heat wave in your examination. Okay. And next one is with the severity and the frequency of heat waves are increasing. So there is increasing of severity of heat waves and there is increasing of frequency of severity of heat waves which is happening in the countries. So here because of this governments, they have to take necessary steps. So it is because of mainly climate change. Okay, so we have to come up with heat action plans. So heat action plans are excellent guidelines. So they have brought into focus the problem of heat waves and how we can address them and how we have to work. Okay, so these are some important things which are present in this heat action plans, and you have to focus on this heat action plans. And if you move on to like next article, so you can see this news page. So yesterday's article we discussed about Naxalite and Maoists. That was like first article. You can go through that. And leave the selections 2024 page. It will be not at all useful. So everything will be like political article there. And here you can see like mini tornado kicks up political storm in Jalpaiguri. So actually what happened? So West Bengal had been hit by this mini tornado. So if you have gone through your geography NCERT, you can see this topic of tornado for sure. Okay, tornado is very important. Okay. And if you move on, here in this business page, you can see like financial year 2024 new private investments dip, that is decreasing of private investments, and that leads to a states-led capital raise. So what happens? So new private investment had been decreased. Okay, so that is the thing which mainly said in these sectors. And you have to see like investment. So in investment you will be having different types like FII and FDI and FPI, like that. You have to see that. And next topic is like Indian economy projected to grow 6.5% in 2024 says UNCTAD. So here you have to focus on this keyword UNCTAD, that is United Nations Trade and Development. Okay, so we are going to see this article. So if you see the context why it is in news, India's economy is projected to grow by 6.5%. So there will be like growth of economy by 6.5% in 2024. So this is again the prospects of United Nations UNCTAD. Okay, United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. So what is this UNCTAD? So it is United Nations leading institutions and this institution name itself is saying that it is dealing with the trade and as well as development. And actually it is a permanent intergovernment body. So it was established by United Nations General Assembly in year 1964. And even it supports developing countries to access the benefits of a globalized economy more fairly and effectively. And even it provides economic and trade analysis facilities, and even it will be focusing on consensus building and offers technical assistance to developing countries in the relations like in some areas like trade, investment, finance, technology for inclusive and sustainable development. So where are the headquarters? So headquarters are located in Geneva, Switzerland. And you have to focus on the reports which are published by this UNCTAD. So there is a high chance of getting that reports in your examination. First one is Trade and Development Report. Next one is World Investment Report. And third one is Least Developed Countries Report. So these are the three important reports will be released by this UNCTAD, and these are very, very important. And now let us go back to our Hindu page. Okay, that's it. So these are the very important topics that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. I hope you enjoyed this class. And if you really like this class, I am asking only one favor from you, that is, please do give Google review and rating. Okay. So you are watching this analysis and I am coming with this analysis daily, and I am giving you like multidimensional approach, how to read and which articles you have to pick up, everything. No, so I am asking just one favor, that is, please give Google review and rating. Okay. So I will show like where can you get this. So this is our Rathods IS Telegram channel. So if you want to get the notes, so you can join this channel, so that we are posting notes in this PDF format, so that you can easily download that. And even from now onwards, from today onwards, we are going to provide you like 100 important topics from each and every subject, so that if you prepare on that, then there is a very high chance, 99% of chance to clear this prelims. Okay. So today I will be going to release this this video on important topics that you have to cover from polity. Okay, I will be giving around 50 topics from both static and current affairs. Okay, and here this is our Google review link. So if you click on that, then this page will open. Okay, so just give your rating here and share your experience there and write the review and please post. Okay, and this is our Rathods IS Academy YouTube channel. And if you are new to our channel, so please do subscribe and please share this channel for your friends, so that they will be also get benefited. And next one is, this is our Rathods IS Academy website. And if you want to take online foundation course, if you can't come here to Hyderabad and if you want to take online, so we are providing online also. So online is combination of recording plus live classes, and the cost of this online prelims cum mains foundation is 20,000 rupees. Okay, 20,000 rupees. So if you have any queries regarding these courses, so please contact us on this number 8074765513. And even this is WhatsApp number, so you can ping me on WhatsApp as well. So don't forget to join the course of Rathods IS Academy if you want to get success in your life. Okay, that's it. I can't say that more than that. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this class. So please do like, share and subscribe to Rathods IS Academy. And thank you so much for watching.